if you are coming from, let's say, Holland, you don't go up that far north, because that's a quite long way to journey. But we had different climate 6,000-7,000 years ago. Well, anyway, sometimes the long way is the best. Yeah, because of the winds. I think it must be because of the winds, because they was not allowed to come into the Baltic also. They were not allowed to? No. Okay. Maybe that's the reason. That's the reason. Yeah. They have to go the long way because they are not allowed in the Baltic. And the Baltic was easy for them to control for these Gothic people. So they all come basically from the same tribal circumstances, let's say like that, and it developed into people who after a long time could settle in the land. Yeah, because they also had to make land. Like the people here in Finland, the reason they couldn't go back for 1,000 years after ice time. So it took 1,000 years for this ice, water, casino to settle to one level where you get a functioning lake and river system. Because before all the transportation and everything is by water, so you must have waterways. When you have cows only, you can go to the Ob, you can go to Yenisei, you can go to Amur, you can go everywhere in Russia, you see always the towns on the river. So this was in the rest of the planet also. Yeah, so you see it from Holland very clearly. All the way to the center of Europe and to the south of Europe, and you could go to the east of Europe, because you have only in the area of the Black Forest, you switch from the Rhine into the Danube So the Danube, the Danube in English, so that must be the border of Dan people. Yeah? Kind of. If you see that it comes out in the Black Sea, Bucharest, Varna, Bucharest, there, border area of Bulgaria and Romania. So it's the big river that crossed the whole of Europe from Germany.
Dunai.
Yes.
Dunai, yeah.
Dunai. And you get Don. Dunai, Don. Yeah, Dnieper. Yeah, but it must be Dnieper, because Dnieper doesn't say for us so much. But Dnieper.
Dnieper.
Den can also be like when you talk here, Den, Ye, give, and Per. That says something, Dnieper. Yeah. Which is very close. In this combination would become Dnieper. Dunai, easy. But we call in German Donau, and in English Danube with A instead of O. Donau, that sounds also nice. Do now. Not tomorrow, now. No. Also, if you think, so what does it say, Donau? Yeah, it's a name. Yeah, so Donau makes no, but do now.
Don't tell the
Danube, because Danube is B, but now B is always a combination of B and A. B, A, B, C, A, B. So Danube, you can think in your brain. When you today read Danube, you can also think Danube. No, that means that you ask something to Dan. Or you want to know something from him, or from that system, or from that mark that was become very small, this mark of Dan. But from the children making perspective of king sitting in Juland and making hertig, and from hertig coming Jarl and Karl and Trail, and now you populate there in Europe, and you start to make a little concurrence in the time to this original Gothic Vaan-speaking people who live in tribal form, or who are living in some form, or have been settling via the river system coming from the north to Hungaria, for example. Hungary is something to do with Finnish, because nobody understands Katso like Finnish, so it must have something to do with each other. In its construction, it has some similarity with Finnish, but in the spoken form, you can find words, of course, because But it must be like something that changed from this in Hungary when they settled there and they become this Central European huge kingdom as a concurrent to this Oldenburg. So the king system of Austria is Habsburg. And this is in the mountains, Switzerland, Austria, there is everywhere Habsburg. And going on to Hungary, so it was the great Habsburg. And the Habsburg is one sideline from the Caesar. So it's one sideline who get right to be king there in Middle Europe, when in Italy the Caesar die out. Because it's become taken over by Pope information system. So the Caesar's finished, no more Caesar, but you have sideline from Caesar. So Habsburg is one, and Grimaldi in Monaco is one, or actually from Genoa they are Grimaldi. Anyway, today they hang out there with some title in Monaco.
Yeah.
And then you have other tribal, these Frankish people, which they call Bourbon. Bourbon, which also sit in Spain on the throne. The Bourbon, the House of Bourbon. Bourbons. And these are all like this, from olden time, structure, remnants left that could, via some kind of paper or via some kind of knowledge what was under the people, exist and be in the biggest part of the history they have been king and queen or king.
Is this part of Normandy?
No, Bourbon. Now, Bourbon, they was sitting they was in Holland on the throne. This is one who sit. He has his castle in Madrid, and we have to.
It's Dutch, yeah.
He is the king, you know. So we had that a long time. It's even in our national anthem.
Really?
Yeah. We sing Wilhelmus van Nassau. Nassau is the place where this Orange family come from, in Germany. So they say Wilhelmus because the king was William, and from that one we stick the national anthem in the 15th, some long time ago. And anyway, in the national anthem they sing in the Holland, Wilhelmus van Nassau, ben ik van Duitse bloed, which means, am I from German blood?
Oh man.
Wilhelmus van Nassau, ben ik van Duitse bloed.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then the song goes a little bit further on, and then it ends that strophe with, en de koning van Hispania heb ik altijd geëerd. So I have always been honoring the king of Spain.
En koning van Hispanje heb ik altijd geëerd.
Because in that time we was under Spain.
This is in your national anthem.
That's in our national anthem, man. You know, we are very multi-culti in our national anthem from hundreds of years ago.
Wow.
Because we was always ruled by some other, you know, so we want to be the republic in Europe already long time ago, no? Because, you know, you live in Sweden, you live always next to the water. If you live next to the water, you know how you make one boat.
Yep.
Then you start. You can make the boat. Because that means you also know about the forest, because you get your wood from the forest. So you can also already twist the branches of the oak tree so that they take the form which is best for to be like this spanterna in the boat.
The ribs.
Yeah.
The ribs.
Ribs.
Yeah, you make from oak wood, they stay very long, very good.
And you do that when the tree's living, don't
Yeah,
you?
when the tree is living, you can bend so that you can make them so that you can use. So they know much about the wood and which wood you use for what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they know about fishing, because when you have a boat, you go fishing. Then you have the knowledge of making nets.
Nets. Hooks.
Yeah.
Hooks.
Hooks.
Fishing line.
Fishing line. everything, all this kind of thing, you know. Net, no, that's already difficult. Go and make a net. I mean, you tell them to anybody but us in the school, go to make a net.
You know, it's funny, that was beautiful in Goa. They had the fishermen, but they didn't make the net. For another part of the family, they made the net with
Because it's a technique.
yeah, and this part did this part of the fishing, the next.
Then you know about metalworking, because you have axe, and you have hammer, and all this kind of thing. So they know about metalworking,
Also-
about fishing,
Also
about
making tar for the boats.
Yeah, of course, they know all these things what you need. So, like different technique in different places. But basically, they stay inland. They go to North Sea, they go, here you go the Baltic. And for the rest it's all big lake and water systems that are inside in Russia, in Europe, in everywhere.
So the Jarl, he knew how to do all this, and then it was the car, the trail, who actually made the nets and all this shit.
Because they live together. So they do it, all these cast of people, all these people, they know about agriculture, they know about shipping, fishing, enormous knowledge, no? You had in that time under people who was practicing that daily. They were not only theoretical,
No,
theoretician, no?
not
They
today.
were practical. And then also they knew the name of the nature, the plants and the trees.
What you took for this and what you
Yeah.
took for that.
And today we know birch tree, pine tree, oak tree, ash tree, palm tree, finish. The average people.
Cork tree.
A cork tree,
But
olive tree,
olive tree.
orange tree.
Orange tree.
So we can see many, but
And the money
so
tree.
yeah, this big one. That's a really big
Okay,
tree.
it's living here. We are at Gubastrand.
Yeah, the money
When
tree.
I
When I was a small boy, that was the good old times compared to today. Even in one lifetime, you know. It's getting worse and worse and worse every day.
Yeah, I was thinking.
How low can we
Now,
go?
I'm raising my daughter, 17. Year and a half ago, a mother called to the company, and daughter was picking up from the phone, like hello. Okay, can you give this to him and him? Daughter said yes, but it was no ordinary connect phone, and she started crying that she can't deliver the phone because it's tied with a cable.
Wow.
She started crying because she couldn't know what to do with the phone, which was tied with the
Tied
cable,
with the cable.
to the wall.
To the wall.
She never saw.
She never saw because only Nokia.
Yeah, she was 15 when she saw the first landline
She grew up with the.
with the
Nokia.
cell phone.
With the
Yeah,
cell phone.
with Nokia.
Wow, unbelievable.
Yeah, it starts to be really funny. Young people and the old people start to have the same problem. Yeah. So the children, the small children, they start to have the same problem as the old people. It's like the
Both
same.
need
Because
diapers.
look, it is the first time in the history, since 20 years, that the old generation is learning from the new one. So it's really upside down from the time of Frey and Freya, when Sampoaino, when you learn from your parents and from your grandparents, and the whole history of the human being. And then we come 1994 and we get internet, and from that moment everybody who is over 30
flipping
years old is fucked up.
Yeah.
And the young kids are now telling you how you have to operate your bullshit. no?
But you know, they.
Exactly.
So that's the opposite
Exactly.
of how we start.
All right.
Is this flat surface? Is this other thing you think is flat surface?
That flat is the beton. But the big stone that's blocking the entrance is right below the beton.
That's the one I'm talking about, the flat.
Yeah,
right?
where that white thing is just above.
Yeah.
And from the bottom of that white thing, it starts to go straight down. So it's one huge stone, yeah, but we have to find on the other side where it ends. So we have actually to go quite a bit down in that whole area. Because of the situation, they put the beton, but if we're now behind the beton, we start in the front and we take away, and we take away.
Like here?
Yeah, here. And we go further back, and we roll out all that stone and shit and thing. And that we come, where is the corner of the beton? Chara? From that corner, it's starting that big stone, what is down there. Yeah? When we get out the stuff from behind there, and this thing is not sliding on our head, then we know that we, without any problem, can blast away the beton. And if you pump to the bottom, you will see that the entrance is going behind that stone. And on the back side of that stone, we have more of the entrance visible, but not everything, because we basically started to go kind of straight in.
Yeah, okay.
We didn't go straight.
Can you still see that it goes there?
You can see it goes there, because we have there about 1 meter, 1.5 going that way before it starts to come to the bottom.
And that piece we want as large as possible for the museum to take away for us?
But they are not going to do it because we are completely hulu, and so it's okay. We don't have to worry about it, because I don't think we can save that stone, because you never get it out in one piece. And it's probably cracked already in many places, because I saw it 4 years ago, that hey, this one has to go out 100%, because now through the ice and the water, one crack became visible below that stone, where before it was all so tight and packed that you would really think it was bedrock. So I didn't understand nothing from this whole story. But now I can understand if you take this out and you close this place, you put one stone slab in, and you fill it up with 1, 2, 3, and you slide that one on the side, because then it is on the other side, not straight, but formed according to the line of the bedrock behind there. We clean, and after we go home. No problem.
I don't mind. Like, I'd rather do this than sauna, to be honest. And we have a car.
I'll sit with you.
And we can make sauna also. And,
Put it on the pump. Put it on. Ja, lass mal schon host. Self-made. We have to make a round here. You have to make it round.